So we're continuing the conversation on Love Your Man with a focus today on how to show respect sincerely and honestly for your husband. And this is targeted towards women. So there will be another one called Love Your Woman. This is all based on Pastor Godman Akinlabi's series Mr. and Mrs. Better Half, and I really love it and want to have him as a guest someday. But today, let's just get into the story of what it looks like to really show respect to a man. And it's going to be a conversation. I'll read his words and then respond to them and call you to converse with me as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is also a podcast and available wherever you listen to your podcast, on Apple, Spotify, and the rest of them. Be sure to subscribe, guys. Alright, here are a few things to take note of. First of all, it's important to use your words when you're showing respect to your husband. Many of us women are more advanced than our husbands when it comes to speaking and being able to be awesome orators. So put your words to good use. This is Pastor Godman speaking. I read about a concept called the respect test. It is very simple and when honestly applied, works on every man. Okay. Also, this one I'm reading for the first time, so you get my honest reactions to it. Randomly tell your husband one day that you respect him. I'm actually going to try it. I assure you that comment will not go unnoticed. Okay? It can be as simple as saying, honey, you're a good man, or whatever you call, maybe babe, not honey, or whatever you call him. There are so many things I respect about you. So let me say that again. Honey, you're a good man. There are so many things I respect about you. So try it, guys, and let me know how it goes. And I will do mine as well and let you know how it goes, maybe in the comments. So following up on, you saying, honey, you're a good man and there are many things I respect about you. When he asks, what kinds of things do you respect or whatever, have your answers ready. Compliment him on specific things that he does well. If he's very easygoing and slow to get angry, tell him it's a quality you greatly admire and that you're trying to learn. Okay. If he's brilliant at his work, tell him you respect his keen mind and passion for his profession. If he's good and patient with the kids, if you've got them, tell him you respect his godly parenting and think he's an example every man should follow. Okay, even my head is swelling just reading it, so I can imagine how awesome this would be for your husband to hear as well. Okay, if it's his dressing, tell him how much you appreciate the pride he takes in his appearance. I can use this one for sure. He makes you proud. There's something to admire about your man. Vocalize it and tell him you respect him. I really like this and I'm going to try it. And you can think of specific ones to your husband as well. If he's a good cook, tell him how much you appreciate him feeding you and taking good care of you and all those good things. Actually, this is a really good thing and I think I'm going to try it too. Women, you don't know how much your man wants your admiration and respect. It is like a drug to him. He keeps his head high and shoulders straight. Even when the going gets tough, he knows he has you. This is really sweet. Okay. It's very interesting how I'm the one reading this to give to someone, but I'm also feeling good about myself. So I can imagine that doing this also makes you feel good yourself. As the person giving the compliment. Even when the going gets tough, he knows he has you. He will make it his sworn duty to continue to impress that one person in the world he seeks to impress the most, which is you. The woman in his corner, who thinks he's something special, is one of the best gifts you can give to him. So really expressing your admiration for your husband. Okay, next, revere him in front of his friends and family. This is not the time to disrespect him or even playfully insult your husband. Be wise and circumspect. Be careful with your words. I kind of talked about this in the last one, but reading this also kind of convicted me. I would never outrightly insult my husband in front of anybody, but I think the playfully one I've probably done. So maybe I will take this as a learning as well. Revere him in front of his friends and family and don't disrespect him even playfully. Okay. When you have company, go out of your way to favor him and honor him. So I've seen this done actually in public where people just go out of their way to do things nicely for their spouses. For men, it's opening the door for their women. For wives, it's also sometimes serving him first when you're at a gathering before yourself. It's small, but I think it shows honor. He will feel like a king and treat you like one because you have made him feel like a king. Take the time to understand his job or business and pray for him and encourage him. I think that one's actually really big. Speaking to him in the way, in the language of the business, understanding the ins and outs and being able to gist to him about specifics of his business. It also helps you to know what exactly to pray for. Is it the staff? Is it the logistics? Is it some VP person that sees himself as some big fancy person that needs to be respected and is giving them a hard time? Or is it that things are going well and you're just having more things to pray about? I think it's really great to, understand what they do on a day-to-day basis and use that as a way to pray for them and deepen your prayer points for them. Okay, so pray for him and encourage him. If he's going through a rough patch at work, encourage him and tell him that you believe in him. Yeah, this was my husband recently for me, and I really appreciated him. Thirdly, appreciate his efforts at work. Tell him you appreciate what he does to provide for you and your household. No matter how small or little he's providing, I think it's a good idea to just, appreciate it. What you focus on becomes magnified. So like if you think of all the good things, you also start to remember even more good things that they've done. Okay, that's from me, by the way. That was my own original add to this. Okay, the average man takes his vocation very seriously and for the most part works hard because of you and his family. I've experienced this, and I know that Obi takes it very seriously to like make sure that we're good, and I appreciate it. But I don't think I've actually vocalized it as much, so this is a key learning for me as well. Okay. Fourthly, ladies, do not nag your man about his shortcomings. You must know how to season your words with salt. You catch more bees using honey than insults. I don't know what that one means, but let's leave it. But season your words with salt. So basically, choose your words wisely. I think when it comes to criticisms, it's hard not to nag when you're not seeing things done the right way, but I found it helpful to just like say something once, give a reminder and let it go, or like pray about it. God, help me do it, like help me remember to do this. But Obi is also really good at like doing things when he's asked to do it, so I don't know what it looks like when they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I remember when I was reading the 5 love languages, or maybe it was a different book, some woman that was asking her husband to paint and he had not done it. Okay, I remember, yes, it was 5 love languages. She just asked him to paint a room for months and hadn't done it. And then the author of the book was saying, what does he do? Like, is there anything he does? Whenever he does that thing, appreciate the heck out of him. So I think it was garbage. And it's like, wow, thank you so much for taking the garbage out every single week. Something. Like, just keep on singing the praise of the things that are doing well instead of focus on the ones that are not doing well. And like once in a while reminders, but like don't make it like nagging. This is Bible verse about how it is better to live in the corner of the roof or something like that than to stay in a house with a nagging wife. And there's another one that says a nagging wife is like the constant dropping of rain, something like that. You know how the sound of rain on the roof is annoying all the time? Just drop, something like that. Anyways, lots of verses about nagging in Proverbs, so it's not a problem that started today. It's been here forever, and King Solomon and other people that were involved in writing that book, they had plenty of wives back then, so they experienced probably lots of it. Anyways, let me move on. Learn how to craft your criticism so that they come across as helpful suggestions and not instructions. Interesting. Learn how to craft your criticism so that they come across as helpful suggestions, not instructions. Yeah, I see that. People don't like being told what to do, even though I don't like being told what to do. So it's just like, I think this room would be... So how does the painting one work? Like, I think it would be nice if we repainted this room and it added more life to it before we sold this house or something. What do you think? As opposed to, babe, you should paint this room. I don't know. You all tell me how you might craft a criticism to be more of a suggestion instead of an instruction. No man wants to feel like he married a dictator. Wow, Pastor Godman, this one is harsh, but okay. Most men feel dictated to when their wives nag them. Okay, so the message being sent is that they are not smart or competent enough to do the right things. Rather than get them to do the right thing, you just push them away from you. This doesn't mean you don't voice your complaints, just do so respectfully and in love. I guess this is hard and probably a skill that you have to really like practice, because naturally you just get irritated when you've said something should be done and it hasn't been done. So practicing not saying do this, do that like a dictator, and being more of like, hey, I think we should do this. We're all learning. Fifthly, never heard fifthly before, but number 5, ladies, own up to your own faults. We have faults. So men complain that their wives never apologize or manipulate them emotionally. This can backfire. One day your husband will decide to go on a malice marathon with you rather than beg you like you usually expect. But this is not something I do personally, so I can't relate. But if you struggle with apologizing, begin to apologize. Don't wait for someone to beg you. You can be wrong as well. Alright, next, also dress for your man. Okay, you're shouting. Dress for your man. In many ways, a man regards his wife as a jewel that adorns him. Okay. A man may not mind looking plain as long as his wife looks like $1,000,000. It's actually so interesting that like you do all these things before you get married, and then you get married and you're like, yeah, that's my house. That's the struggle. Before, you would dress up on special occasions when you're going out, but you're in your own house. This is your space to chill. So it's so hard to like also keep trying to dress up. Not like this now. I'm just like this because I'm filming a video. There's no way I'm going to be decked up in makeup, but at least wear nice clothes or wear my nice boo-boos. It might not always be fancy clothes, but I love a good kaftan, and maybe that might be my next side hustle, to sell some because I love them. But I think you can dress nicely even if it's not made up and like fancy. It doesn't have to be fancy to be nice, but just dress nicely. This idea of a man thinking of his wife as a jewel, I don't know, it feels like your possession, but I think I get it. Yeah, it's more like he likes you looking good physically. I won't stress it so much. Dress the way you know he likes, both inside and outside the home. Fine. Wear the outfit, the lingerie, or the perfume he likes. Finally, though this is not an exhaustive list, appreciate his need for sex and intimacy. Okay. Many times they do this thing where like people generally just assume that it's only men that want to have sex. A lot. Women sometimes do too. And I don't know that we have a good... I'm going to go see what... there's this sex researcher that I'm thinking of, but I cannot remember his Masters and Johnson. Yes. I'm going to go see if they did research on that, on sex drive in marriage and what it's like. Stay tuned. But my thoughts are that everybody assumes it's only men that want to have sex more because maybe more men are vocal about it, but I'm pretty sure that I wonder if it's more split evenly when societal barrier of women must be chaste and this is removed. Like I wonder if women are freer to express themselves like we are now, if there's research to back that it's kind of 50-50 or closer to an even split. Anyways, a man feels loved when his wife shows that she desires him sexually and when she does not rebuff his advances. Okay, yeah, applies as well. I'm yet to meet a man who does not like when his wife makes the first romantic move. So aka don't always wait for him to make the move sexually. Do your own too. Why not be the one to initiate your intimate moments sometimes? I agree. He will love it. This was really good. We've learned lots of things to do to show respect to a man with your words and with your actions as well. And this was part 2 of the Love Your Man one. Next up, we'll be doing the Love Your Woman one. It's not out yet, but it will be out really soon. This is fun. Let me know what your thoughts were on things you heard, and what other ways do you find that your husband likes being shown respect. And if you're a man, what would you add to this list, especially if you're a Christian man? Because I like to take my approach to marriage from the Word of God and with the lens of the Bible as the source of truth. So yeah, this has been great. If you've enjoyed this conversation, my name is Fopsy Nkwacha. I'm the host of the Dear Fopsy podcast, a podcast about love and relationships. Be sure to follow us and subscribe wherever you're listening to this, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube as well. And spread the word. If you enjoyed this, please share it with someone who would enjoy it as well, or with a friend. It's been great chatting with you. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, guys. We would love to grow the community, so please keep subscribing and keep sharing. And if you've enjoyed this and want to join the conversation, please come leave a comment. I'm at Fopsy on YouTube. Bye.